Inside the Classroom takes an in-depth look at one of Team Hardin County Schools' best teachers in action, featuring comments, class instruction, and insight inside the classroom.
I became a teacher mostly because teaching found me. When I started college, I had no idea what I wanted to do, what I wanted to be when I grew up. I just knew that my parents said, you have to go to college. And so I knew I loved Spanish. Spanish came relatively easy for me, and I only took 2 years in high school, and it wasn't enough. My favorite teacher of all time was my Spanish teacher in high school. She encouraged me to not be a teacher, so I didn't even have thoughts of being a teacher when I started. My undergrad is at Murray State, and they gave us a survey of courses within a degree that we had chosen within our major. And so after many, many different classes, I walked into EDU 101, and the very first day I knew this is it, that teaching would be my passion, and it is.
So we are completing the sentences with the irregular preterite verbs ser, ir, hacer. Nice. Okay, so antes de empezar a escribir novelas, mi abuelo, who's my subject? Grandpa? Sí. So here's best strategy. My grandfather was a journalist, went journalist, made journalist. Was. And so ser for he is, do it. Loud and proud. No. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Uh-oh. I'm worried. El abuelo, who's my subject? Grandpa. Was interviews. Went interviews, did interviews. So that verb is hacer. En el pretérito, ¿cómo se dice? Nice. There you are. I knew you had it. Hizo. Remember, these are irregulars because there are no accents, and they're weird.
I would probably have to say my mother inspired me to teach. Neither of my parents have college degrees, but my mother, for as long as I could remember, really was truly an educator. Through church, through working with us and playing with us at home, she really instilled in me a passion for learning, for reading, for literature, and then kind of spreading that kind of love of knowledge to all my students too.
Entrevistas con presidentes, actores y delincuentes. True cognate. Looks like delinquents, sounds like delinquents, and so it means delinquents. True cognate. Good. Como novelista, mi abuelo lleva una vida muy diferente. Ayer, vocab word indicating past tense. He was at the library. He was to the library. He went to the library. He did to the library. He went. Muy good. Fue.
So here at John Hardin, the Department of World Languages focus on communicative languages. So our goal is if our students were dropped in any of the native speaking countries, they'd be able to successfully find their way out. So what you'll see in my lesson today is a culmination of both grammar and vocab that we have been learning in this new unit, and this new unit is the final unit as we are ending the trimester. You will see snippets of guided independent practice where students are required to come up with the Spanish on their own, but also lower level because we're still relatively new in the unit.
A buscar datos y ahí, there, he, was notes, went notes, made notes. Made. Muy good. Para la novela que está escribiendo ahora, he says, Él dice que el día no was not boring, went boring, made boring. Was not. Muy good. So ser in the preterite for it. Nice. ¿Cómo están? It's like Jeopardy when you have the answers, it's easy.
Heather Brown is so effective in the classroom because, first of all, for her relationship she builds with her students. She has a great rapport with our students. She's funny. She entertains the students, but they learn. That's one of the things I enjoy about being in her classroom is I'm anxious to see what strategy that she's trying that day, what techniques she's using, what assessment tools she uses. She just uses a variety of strategies, but she makes it fun and enjoyable for the students.
Okay. All right. So this is a mixture of dar and ver and one hacer. Ustedes. So you felt good about this, right? Because I gave you the subject and the plural and the verb. So you just conjugate in the past tense according to information provided. So no, because no always goes before the verb to mean not. So no nice. No dieron, blah, blah, blah. Now here we have a yes. You don't have to include that. It's just telling you, hey, make this an affirmative sentence. Say that you do this or did do this. So I took a stroll. Yo di blah, blah, blah. El maestro. Muy good. Blah, blah, blah. Nosotros. Dimos. Blah, blah, blah. Tú. Nice pronunciation. Hiciste blah, blah, blah. No hay exentos. Bien? Feeling a little better? Let's do some more practice. 1, 2. Okay.
To make learning fun, Miss Brown spices up the content. We definitely dive deeper into a lot of topics, especially in AP Spanish. We talk about like morals and idealism and family and like technology. And also, when we are learning our content, it's just a lot of fun, and we make jokes along the way and all that.
Estudien el vocabulario, because it's a short day. We're not going to do vocabulary in a flash or Quizlet Live, okay? So you need to make sure you're studying vocab list 1 on travel, like seguridad, all those, right? The short list. Preterite key terms, ayer, anoche, la semana pasada, all those. And modes of transportation, right? How you travel? Okay, we're marking this off then. So as a result, let's not take a vocab quiz today. Are you okay with that? Yeah. Okay, great. Muy good.
Miss Brown, what she does to make our learning fun is, she brings a lot of, energy into the room. So, if you're having a bad day or something, and like she makes you laugh, it's easier to learn by, let us just do games and stuff like that. If we haven't studied our vocab at home, she makes it in a fun way that we can, like Quizlet Live and stuff like that, and playing games with our friends. That's what she does in the classroom.
Yesterday, I gave you a reading practice that was super difficult, but it was great practice for the final exam portion of this unit. Do you remember? Yeah. Could you sáquenlo and flip it over? It'll look like this. Looks kind of like an horario, an agenda, a schedule.
To make learning fun, Miss Brown lets us do like interactive games such as, hold on, let me think of what it is. It's Battleship. It's like where you take the conjugations and you and your partner have to figure out where it is, like amos and o and a. Also, like today, we did human Scrabble, which is, I don't know how to explain that. It's just fun.
So reading test practice, perfect for this unit, perfect for the final exam. So please read the narrative and the trip itinerary below. Remember, many times on your reading exams, you have huge hints in the directions. So because I said it's a narrative and a trip itinerary, if your question is, where might this passage most likely be found? In the newspaper? you would know that's false, right? Because I've told you already. It's a trip itinerary and it's a narrative. Those aren't found in the newspaper. Then, choose the letter with the best response. You have 5-ish minutes. ¿Listos? Go.
What she does to make our learning fun is that her energy towards teaching and how she just goes about the lessons and just everything that she does towards the lesson.
¿Listos? Okay, let's see how you did. How you feel? Fácil o difícil? Okay. If you did well, if you feel good, you essentially don't need me much more for the final exam. Seriously. Okay? So for the final exam reading test, we couldn't find a really authentic passage that really well integrated past tense with travel. Okay? It just didn't work. So we've divided them just like we had on the midterms. Do you remember that? So like part A is going to be unit 3, which was activities. So you're going to read something about some sort of activities in your free time, answer questions on that. And then part B, same thing. So they're little tiny snippets. And then part C deals only with travel. Okay, so they're kind of separate. So sometimes it's easier for you also, you can separate them in your head. But if this was easy for you or challenging, but you feel good about it, then the final exam is going to be super easy for you. You're going to be like, she's wasting our time.
Some of the best practices I use to meet all student needs are extended time. I also use a lot of students think that they're being timed, but you might notice in the video I keep extending it until they're comfortable with what they have completed at the time that we're about to go over it. Also individualize worksheets, individualize tasks so that there may be more or less of prompts as needed. Also, for students who are more advanced and who I'm trying to push to upper level Spanish, their worksheets sometimes look a little different because their requirements are at a higher level. Instead of maybe translating or just simply conjugating, they may actually be asked to apply their new knowledge in a simulated conversation.
So, Eliseo never arrives on time. Not to school, not to the movie theater, not with a date with his friends. Cita means it could be date with a girlfriend or a boyfriend, but also like going out just with friends. How do we say that in English? Hey, your mom says, can you wash the dishes? And you're all, no, I've already made plans with my friends. What do we call that? Do we call it a thing? Is there a word in English? Right, I know, we're pretending. We're pretending our mother would be okay with this. Yeah, there's not really a title that we have for it, is it? We would just say I already have plans, right? Yeah, hanging out. Girls' night, guys' night, true, yeah. So that word cita in Spanish is very versatile because it can also mean appointment, like a doctor's appointment. Yo tengo una cita. Mm-hmm.
This teacher, Miss Brown, uses a variety of strategies. She uses a variety of assessment tools. She's, obviously using your usual quizzes and tests, but she goes beyond that. She studies the data. More so than most teachers, she really gets into what does each individual know, what have they demonstrated they've learned, and then she looks at how she can correct that. If they're not learning the way she wants them to, she's able to address those issues and correct them.
Tomorrow, I will travel. You don't know about this future tense, but when you learn it, you're going to love it. That's level 2B. By plane to Miami in order to visitar, typo, his uncle and aunt. He's going to travel alone. His mom's is just a little bit worried because she knows well that he has the habit of arriving late. For that reason, she bought for him a watch. For whom? For Eliseo. Also, she prepared for him an itinerary. Horario is the term you learned in level 1. The school unit, we looked at school schedules and we said, ¿Cuál es la, or cómo es la horario de Rosa, what's their schedule like? Busy, long, difficult? To help on the plane with its destination to Miami. So let's look at the itinerary. What date is on the itinerary? June 2nd. What day of the week? Tuesday. Yeah, muy good. And this is autocorrect. It should not be capitalized because remember they don't capitalize the days of the week.
What I enjoy doing in that classroom is literally everything. There's this thing we do, it's called Las Citas del Dia. It's daily quotes that we do. And so if we have a fun quote, we'll write it on the board and we'll take pictures of it. And it's just a fun thing we do. And then also going back to diving in deeper with content is a lot of fun.
There's a game on Quizlet called Quizlet Live, and it's basically a vocab game. And all of her classes enjoy it, and even I enjoy it. And then there's also Human Scrabble, where each student has a letter, and you have to like conjugate verbs and different words, and it's a competition in between like teams, and it's really fun. So,
what I enjoy doing in the classroom is, like my favorite is like Battleship we do, like for like, to learn like the conjugations, like the endings of words. And that's like a fun way to like learn the material. That way it's easier when we take a test or a quiz or prepare us for like finals.
What I enjoy doing in the classroom, I'd say, is picking on Ms. Brown, but I wouldn't say like in a bad way. And that's what I'd say.
In Ms. Brown's classroom, I enjoy doing a lot of things in there, and everything that we do is enjoyable, especially our class discussions. And the quotes, we have quotes every day that we do, and it's really fun.
So at 7 a.m., what's he doing? Or supposed to be doing? Packing his suitcases. Nice. In Spanish, we make them, right? At 8 a.m., what's he doing? Putting on getting his identification, his passport, ticket. Excellent. In his, where is he putting it? In his small green bag. Man. What is he, 5? At 8:10, what's he doing? This is old verb. Eating breakfast. Nice. At 8:35, he's taking taxi to the airport. Awesome. At 9:10, he is. Yes, he's going to the counter. So what's he going to do there probably? He's going to register. He's checking in. Very good. He's doing his, registering his luggage, and also he's getting what? Yes, boarding pass. Y'all are great. 9:45, what's he doing? Got to go through security. At 10:15, he is. This is departure. So he's waiting for. To wait for. So he's waiting for the plane's departure in the lounge. Yes. And then 10:45, he is boarding the plane. Super good. Good? We're good? All right, let's see.
Probably the greatest joy in the classroom are the students. They are hilarious. Most people are scared to death of teenagers, and really they're just kids who need to be loved. We have a really good time in my classroom. We laugh and we giggle. My goal is to create a safe place for learning, for being themselves, for asking questions, and most importantly for making mistakes, because research shows that one of the most important ways to learn a world language is by making mistakes and correcting those, especially self-correcting. Other important factors or joys of teaching are just you can visibly see when students get it. It may have taken them just an instant, or it may have taken them weeks of practicing a certain skill. But when they get it and they begin creating their own language, it's just amazing.
See, hey, what's the thing Eliseo has to do after checking in his luggage? Well, he's got to eat, no? That was first, right? Good, good. I'm not going to waste your time. You got this. What does the itinerary explain? When the flights leave, wait, let me play. When Eliseo needs to do certain things before going, when his mom's going to help him do stuff, or what he needs to do on this day before he goes to work. B, es fácil, no? Muy good.
Miss Brown is enhances our staff in a variety of ways. She takes on great leadership roles. She never hesitates from doing anything here at John Hardin. I can call on her to do anything. I probably call on her too much. She would probably tell you that. But she's a great leader, and our staff looks up to her. I've done several things. I've assigned teachers that are new to go work with her and see how she teaches, to steal some of those strategies that she uses. She's also in charge of our enrichment committee. We have our program here called Focus 40. She helps organize that. She makes sure that we have things set up in the summertime for it, and then keeps it going throughout the year, monitors the program, checks on students and how they're doing with Focus 40, and all while having her own Focus 40 sessions. So she's a leader here at John Hardin, and we're really lucky to have her.
Why did LSAO's mom do this? Why did she make the itinerary for him? Because he's always very late, and she's worried. And why is he traveling to Miami? What family specifically? His aunt and uncle. Yes! Technically we don't know if it's aunt and uncle. You know that, right? It said tíos. It could just be all his uncles.
Miss Brown encourages us by, she's really patient with us when we're going over new content, and she goes at our pace. If we go a little faster, then she goes a little faster. If we go slow, then she goes slow. And she makes sure before we move on, we really know what we're talking about to be able to better ourselves in Spanish.
With whom is LSAO traveling? No one. No one. Excellent. Quiten todo, todo de la, clear your desk.
Miss Brown, what she does to encourage me to learn is, if we don't know the stuff, she doesn't just say, put us down or say, you should have studied. She gives us, help us through stuff. And, playing those games really does help, or she gives us, maybe 5 minutes of study time. That way we could, learn the material. And by the time we get those 5 minutes, we already know what to do.
I'm an AP student, and in the AP class, it's a little different than the regular Spanish 1 and 2 class. We really dive into science and technology and the real world, and not just basic vocabulary. So I think it's really fun to talk about conversations and converse with people. We have conversations with each other about just anything that's going on in the world, and they're conversations that are really intelligent, and not even my friends and I talk about them. So I think that's really fun that we do that on the daily basis.
What Ms. Brown does to encourage us to learn is whenever we're having our class discussions and she asks us a question in Spanish, and whenever we answer, she'll wait and give us time to answer, and she'll encourage us to keep going. Even if we mess up, she doesn't really mind it because she knows that we're putting in the effort.
So activity 20. En el mercado. Muy fácil, no? Because they did the work for you. This was super important though, because it's forcing you to learn the vocab. Because it's not important just to conjugate a verb, right? If you want to talk to Pablo in Walmart, see? Yes, just 1 second. If you want to talk to Pablo in Walmart, you're not going to just walk up to him and go, fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. Right? We got to know how to use these, and in order to know how to use them, you got to know what they mean. So although activity 20 is a bit beneath you, it's a great help for learning the vocab. Also, these irregulars are on Quizlet in your folder for this class. It's called Irregular Preterite, and it focuses on ir, ser, hacer, dar, ver. So in your free time, in your study time, get on Quizlet and go through, take a test, those practice tests just like we do some of those study games just as though it were vocab, and it will really help you out. That practices conjugation though.
Our administrative team here at John Hardin High School are student-driven. Students are first, and to make sure that teachers are able to put students first, they are extremely supportive, they are encouraging, and they make us want to be like them when we grow up. So it's easy to work for them.
Yesterday, Tay, you want to get started, you said? What? Why are you whispering?
Fui.
Fui? Let's see, loud and proud. I love it. Yesterday, I went to do you see this huge hint word? See what I meant? Because ir and ser are exactly the same. But if I see this, I'm like, oh, I bet that's two. So without even thought, I could say Fui. Muy good. Número dos, más rápida. Who's bored? Yeah, me too. All right, so number 2, Anna. We saw many interesting things, or we gave interesting things? Saw. Muy good. Vimos. Number 3. Anyone, loud and proud. Yes, they made their products. Number 4, we bartered. Ooh, remember that? Regatear. So we bartered, we bargained. To us. What'd they do to us? They gave. Nice. This is a great example of what I covered with you yesterday in 0.5 seconds. Remember with dar, typically we give to someone. So you're going to see that pronoun. And I did not do a good job of reiterating. This pronoun always goes before the verb. Always. Okay? So nos dieron. Some really good prices.
The students love Miss Brown, and that's one of my favorite things. When I say love, I mean love. They love Miss Brown. They care about her. If she's not here, they want to know why she's not here. They're concerned about her. And again, I'll go back to those smiles and enjoying the class time. I think what she'll be remembered for the most by the students is she's a tough, I would call tough teacher, tough love. There's no cakewalk, there's no getting by with anything in her class, but you're going to learn and you're going to have fun. And she just exemplifies what a great teacher is.
Also, we talked with them and nice. Muy good. They were very nice. ¿Cómo están? Bien? Okay. So in the word box, we are giving gifts, making the bed, doing homework, and watching a movie.
Miss Brown, I'll remember her when I'm older because she is like a second mom to me. She is very easygoing and caring, and just when you instantly walk in there, you're able to make a connection with her, and the memories you make in that classroom will last forever.
Okay. Entré al cine. Oh, don't waste my time. Huge hint, right? So, which? Yeah, Gannon apparently goes to the theater to make a bed. He really likes it there, so he's just going to stay. All right. Who's my subject? Who's doing all this in number 1? I. How do I know that? Look at my endings. These are all my past tense endings, preterite endings. So be, oh, I told you the answer. Man, oh well. Be una blah, blah, blah.
Miss Brown's a teacher that I remember in the future is like the energy she brings to the classroom. You know, she knows how to make somebody laugh, and she's never like down if she's having a bad day at home or somewhere else. She doesn't take it into the classroom. That's why I really respect her for. So, you know, if you're having a bad day, you know, she'll try to find a way to cheer you up, or if you're, you know, misbehaving, she'll take care of the situation herself, you know, and not be too extreme with it.
Miss Brown is a teacher I'll remember in the future because if I'm going to Spain or Mexico, I'll be like, oh, what's that word, or what's those sentences that Miss Brown used? I'll be like, oh yeah, that's what it was. La Torreo.
I'll remember Miss Brown in the future because everything that she does for us, she gives us advice, she makes learning fun. It's a really enjoyable classroom, and she's just a great teacher and a great person all around.
Ms. Brown's a teacher that I'll remember in the future because she really makes an effort to reach out to her students and to make sure they enjoy what they're doing, especially her AP students. And she just makes learning really fun. And every day we all enjoy walking in there.
What'd you do, Gannon? Watch a movie here? I got all my stuff ready to do my homework. And so then I watch Netflix. When limpié mi cuarto, pasé, who's doing all this stuff? Yo, I am. So you already know with the one left. So I did my bed. So these are all chores from Unit 1, right? ¿Cómo están? Bien? Feeling a little better? See? Okay.
Teachers are so important in collaboration with parents, especially today, because we provide a foundation for success. We teach such important concepts and skills like problem solving, teamwork, collaboration, all of which you saw in my class today.